Hey there YouTube, this is SGM4306 back with another review. So this time I was contacted by a company called Yottamaster, and they make a range of all different types of USB hard drive enclosures. And I thought it was actually kind of interesting. Some of their products are quite a bit different. I've used external like 2.5-inch hard drive adapters and whatnot before, and for the most part they're pretty cheaply made, but I think that there's something unique in their design and their material selection, so I figured it would be interesting for us to take a look at one of their products in particular, and that is this guy. So this is a 2.5-inch SATA. One thing that's actually different is it's not a micro USB or a mini USB. Actually has a Type-C connector on there, so that'll be pretty interesting. And this is actually 5 gigabit per second data transfer rate, so I'm guessing uses the USB 3 conductors on the USB-C connector. So that'll actually be pretty interesting. I hope that it comes with a cord though. I do have USB 2.0 USB-C cords, but I do not have any 3.0 cords. So we'll see in a second if it does or not. I would assume it would. So, one of the things that actually drew me to this company after I saw the different products that they have, the design seems to be pretty interesting. They tend to have metal construction. This is a plastic drive, but I've seen some of their 3.5-inch enclosures are actually, all aluminum, it looks like. So that's fascinating. And another thing that I really liked about them is it looks like it should be pretty easy to pop this open and actually insert the drive. Yeah, toolless. Wow. Okay, that's different. I was expecting like maybe to pry something, or maybe there was some hidden screws, but no, it just slides right out. Wow. Yeah, it just pops open like that, and you insert your drive from here. We're gonna grab a 2.5-inch drive in a second once I find it, and it has these like rubber shock protection sort of doohickeys. I don't know the technical term for that, but yeah, little hard drive booties. They just sit there and basically, absorb any shocks. So that'll hopefully protect the drive, as long as you don't drop it too fast, too hard. Here's the actual cable itself, and I just got a peek at it, and it does look like, yep, you could see the extra conductors in there. In the back, there's an extra set of conductors for the USB 3.0. So this is definitely going to be interesting testing this out with my my new laptop, which has a USB-C port on it as well, and it does USB 3.0. So yeah, we're going to do some speed tests in a second. But yeah, everything, the cord's actually pretty nice quality. They did not cheap out on materials. And I do like, they really beefed up this back area on the USB-C, so that, it's not going to rip quite as easily, because usually the weakest point in a cable is where it connects the gland on either end, and it seems like they did a really good job on this end. As for the drive itself, yeah, nice kind of matte textured plastic. I like the design. It's very clean, and instead of doing right angles, they're doing some interesting, sort of like a trapezoidal shape, actually. Here, let's just get this back in. Yeah, you can see there it's like a parallelogram. It's actually pretty interesting. I know all these drives tend to look the same, but they're doing small things to differentiate themselves, which I think is an interesting approach. So let me grab a drive. We're going to plug this in and just do a few like speed tests on the computer and whatnot. Hopefully I have a spare 2.5-inch drive somewhere. I think I do. Anyway, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I found this guy. This is only an 80 gig drive, but it's like the only drive that I have to just play around with. This was originally from a PS3, I believe. And yeah, the rubber booties just slide right on there. I actually really like that. There's little rubber teeth almost where the screws would actually go in, so it doesn't just slide on. It actually kind of grips into the drive, which is actually really nice. I like that. and you just slide this on, I suppose. Yep. Make sure that everything is still on there. I really like the idea of having toolless, like kind of swappable hard drives. Not like you can hot swap it while it's operating, but just the fact that I can open this without a screwdriver is really cool. So yeah, it just snaps together like that, and it's all together now. So yeah, it barely took me 30 seconds. So I really like that. It's a nice clean drive. We're going to actually fire this up. I think there's a LED indicator there. That'll be nice to have. It looks pretty discreet, so hopefully it's not, blindingly bright. We'll see that in a second. So let me grab my computer. Okay, so I've been using this drive at work just to transfer files around and whatnot between my laptop and my desktop. And we got it plugged in over USB-C into a 3.0 adapter to USB-C. A double-ended 3.0 USB-C cord would work just as well. Just this laptop that I'm using, the XPS 13, doesn't have any full-size ports, so I have to use adapters. Anyway, I'm just going to transfer a handful of files here, and we're going to see just how fast it can transfer over 3.0, so give me a sec. Okay, so here we go. So we can see transferring a couple gigabytes, and our transfer speed is sitting around climbing about 40. I'm doing other stuff on the computer right now. The average speed I've noticed is about 40 to 50 megabytes per second, which is respectable. It's definitely faster than USB 2.0. And it could be also due to this is a used drive, so I'm not sure exactly how many, how good the drive is in terms of the access speed, latency, and fragmentation and whatnot. But yeah, you can see it's going along there. Also, I'm doing a lot of smaller files, and that definitely affects the speed as well. If I had one large file, like a 4 gigabyte file, it tops out around 50 megs per second. So yeah, works perfectly fine. And this is just about done. And so I'm just going to eject this after it's done. There we go. So I can unplug this now. And all in all, I gotta say, I really like how easy it is to open and swap out the drive. I have some really cheap USB 2.0 external drives that are kind of annoying in terms of they are swappable. You can open it, but not with one hand. You can see I just opened this with one hand. Getting it aligned is just as easy as well. So yeah, this is definitely awesome. And you can fit, any standard laptop hard drive in. This is perfect thing to keep in your tool bag if you do a lot of like PC repairs and whatnot. And I really like that does 3.0. All the other drive adapters I have only do 2.0. So this is definitely a welcome addition. And so far, I basically just threw this in my backpack. Didn't put a case on it or anything. No scratches as of yet. I have a bunch of cords and other metal-ended things in there and whatnot, and this hasn't shown any real damage. I mean, there's some scuffing on the bottom, but that's about it. So it seems pretty reliable. The rubber seems to do its job. I mean, I literally throw my backpack around. So definitely, I haven't had any issues with the drive, showing any kind of physical damage or anything like that. So definitely big kudos to Yottamaster. I guess it's hopefully how you pronounce it. Yeah, if you guys are interested, take a look at their enclosures. They have a whole slew of adapters. They have 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch drives. So yeah, definitely really cool to have this just as a secondary drive for backups and whatnot. In this day and age, you really should have at least one backup drive. You really should have more than one. Redundancy. I've seen far too many people only have a single backup or no backups at all, and their data just goes poof. And there's nothing you can do by that point. So be proactive and get yourself a backup drive. Even used 2.5-inch hard drives are dirt cheap nowadays. You can get them from certified sellers who have done full testing on them to make sure that there's nothing mechanically wrong with the drive. Or if you have an old computer, you can pull the drive from it and just use it as an external backup with one of these guys. And this guy was pretty cheap. It was like around $10 off Amazon. So yeah, I'll put links down in the description, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.